Hi everyone, welcome back to Nuskrit, and in this video I'm going to discuss about DBMS InfyTQ questions which have been asked in today's 10 a.m. slot, right? I just gave the paper and I just took out all the questions and I tried my best to record all those questions which have been asked specifically for DBMS. Right, so let's get started with the very first question. So that was a simple query in which you are given a query to create a table and with some constraints. So this query will definitely perfectly run. This will create the table. Now let's look at the options, which can be correct option, right? Which of the options can be correct. So if I look at the option number D, so because option number D is starting, the author ID for the option number D is starting with 1, which is not fulfilling the constraint. So this is going to be rejected. Option number D is rejected. Now other than option number D, all the options will be running. Now I will tell you why. See, this option number B will be running because you have mentioned author ID, L name, country and gender. Then I think this is fine because F name will be null. F name will be null. First name will be null, but null, it can be null, but it should be unique, right? So null values can be stored. Fine. So option number B will be running fine. Now let's look at the option number C. Option number C, again it is the same, author ID, L name, country, gender, and you are specifying the values. So option number C will also be running. Okay. Now let's look at the option number A. You must be thinking that option number A is going to be is not going to be correct because of this United Kingdom. See, this author ID is filling the constraints. John is also filling the constraint. Brown is also filling the constraint. It is a simple name, first name and last name. Now you must be thinking, yaar, country size, so it should be 12 size only, but it is exceeding the 12 size. So it's not the case. When you will execute this query, so this will be following the constraints which will actually store the 12 size United Kingdom only. So means the part of the 12 characters or 12 characters will be stored out of this in United Kingdom, and the rest query will be performing fine. Okay. So in this case, actually all the options, option number A and B and C except D are correct. So you can choose any of the options. You can choose any of the options except option number D. Fine. So this will result in the these three query will result in the successful execution of the queries. Fine. Now let's look at the next question. So next question is actually from MongoDB. Now let me tell you this. So they have given you data documents. So they are saying that we will be inserting these 4 documents into the MongoDB database, which is fine. So this document contains 4 attributes, which one of them is ID, engine name, and number of cylinders used and cost. Now this is the first query that they are running. So they are saying that we have to update this particular DB schema where we have engine name is equals to this or cost is greater than 25,000. Fine. So the constraint here is that they will update the query if engine name is equals to this or cost is greater than equal to this. So whenever this condition will be okay, you have to set the cost as 45,000. Fine. So you will go in the document, you will search ki whether we have engine name Honda Civic. No, Honda Civic, it's not there. But do we have cost greater than 25,000? So we will be checking the cost for the same document. Yes, we do have the cost greater than equals to 25,000. So what it will do is it will simply update this cost and this will be updated as 45,000. So the first query will result in this particular change. Now you must be thinking that this particular query will go for the next records, for the next documents present in the schema, and this will update those documents also. But no, let me tell you, this update query takes a third argument also, which is a multi argument, and if this multi is true, then only this query will update all the documents based on these 2 conditions. Otherwise, if you are not mentioning multi is equals to true, then by default multi is considered as false, which means that this particular update will be done only once. Fine. So now next one is update. So this is saying ki wherever we have ID number 3, we are going to update the whole document, not actually document, but the whole object. Say for example, here we have ID 3. And as of now, at ID number 3, we have engine name, number of cylinders used, cost. We have 3 particular other attributes. But they are saying that we are simply going to convert the complete row into this particular thing. So that means this engine name will also be removed. This attribute will also be removed and this cost attribute will also be removed. So ID number 3 will be having only number of cylinders used, and this will be again become 3. Now let's run the next query. So next query is saying that we have to update this on the basis of where engine name is equals to this or cost is equals to 30,000, and we will make cost as 45,000. So now let's look at this also. So now we will go and we will check for the engine name. So do we have any document which is consisting of engine name? See, do we have any engine name which is consisting of this particular engine name? No. Yes, no, it is not satisfying. Okay, if it is not satisfying, let's check for this particular cost. Do we have any document which is having cost 30,000? Do we have any document which is having cost 30,000? No, again. That means this update query will be running, but this will not find any further documents, hence the cost will not be updated further. That means this query will be running, but because this will not be able to find the engine name as this one and cost as this one, so this is not going to run. So finally our document is like this. Now let's look at the options. So let's check whether we have 2 documents with 4-cylinder engine. Do we have 4 documents? Sorry, do we have two documents with four number of cylinders? Yes, we have 2 documents. That means option number A is correct. Now 2 documents will have cost 45,000. Do we have 2 documents of cost 45,000? No, absolutely no. Now, do we have 3 documents with 4-cylinder engine? No. If we have 2 4-cylinder engine, then we cannot have 3 4-cylinder engines. Now, 1 document will have cost 45,000. Yes, for sure. 1 document is going to have cost 45,000. So option number A and D are correct options. Fine. Now let's jump to the next question. See, in this case, in this question, we have to simply first of all look at this table, purchase table. So if you have seen my DBMS video, then I have told you the execution process. How should we execute the query? So we will simply go to this table, purchase table. Okay. Now we are going to group by this. We are going to group by book ID. So now if I group by, so how many number of book IDs, unique book IDs I do have? So let's look at this. So I do have B106, then I do have 102, then B105. These are the unique IDs that I am writing here. B104 and then B101 and B103. Okay, I think these are the unique IDs. B106, 102, 105, 104, 101, 103, and I think rest of them are repeating. Fine. So I have these number of unique group IDs, book IDs, right? So I have grouped this particular table as per the book IDs. So these are my unique book IDs. Clear? Now what it is saying, now I have to check, what I have to check is ki for each of the group, just count the distinct customer IDs. Just count the distinct customer IDs. Okay, now let's count the distinct customer IDs. So I will be writing the customer IDs here, right? So let's count the customer IDs, distinct customer IDs for each of the ID. So let's look at first BZ106. 106, this is 1, then this is 2. Okay, so we have 2 customer IDs. Okay, now let's count for 102. 102 ke liye 105. Okay, only 105 means one only. Then for 105, for book number 105, we have how many number of customer IDs? 1, 2, 3. So 3 documents, but I think only 2 of them are unique, right? So distinct are 2. Okay, now let's look at let's look for the next, which is B104. So B104 is 102, then 102, 102. This is 1 only. This customer ID is 1 only. Let's look at the 4101. So for 101 we have this only 2, which are same again. So this is again same. Now for 103. So for 103 I again have only 1. So again 1. Right. So basically now if you see that the customer ID should be greater than 1. So that means I am going to consider only book number 106 and book number 105. Rest I am going to remove. So the second condition that I will be checking only for these 2 documents, because that is an AND condition. I hope you are getting this point. So jo next AND condition hai, the next AND condition I am going to check only for these 2 documents only, right? So now let's check for the payment mode, that whether the distinct payment mode is greater than equals to 2 or not. So let's check for the B106 first. So B106 ke liye the cash and another B106 is this card. So we have 2. We have 2 number of payment mode. So if I write the payment mode, so this is actually 2. Now let's check for the B105. So for B105, this is card, and for this B105, this is card, and for this B105, this is again card. So the payment mode is only 1. The payment mode is only 1. So now if you see, if you fulfill both the conditions, so the distinct customer ID count is greater than 1 for B106, and also the payment mode is also greater than equals to 2. But for B105, the customer ID is greater than 1 definitely, but the second condition, distinct payment mode, is greater than equals to 2, it is failing. So finally I am going to select only book ID which is fulfilling all the data, and there is only one book ID which is fulfilling all the data, which is B106. So the answer to this question is going to be B106. I hope you have got this question. Right, now let me tell you one thing. So we just have solved 3 questions, but here I have written question number 5. So basically I have written the question number of the exact question paper. So in the exact question paper, there were 20 questions which were the mixed of Java and then DBMS, right? So because I did give the Java wala paper, so the question number 5 then means there was a mixture of questions. So you will find actually 2 sections. I should have told you this in starting of the video, but okay, now let me tell you. So there will be 2 sections. One of them is 20 questions MCQs, and then second section is of 2 coding questions. Now the good thing is that you can switch over the sections. So if you want to switch from coding to MCQ section, you can switch at any point in time, and if you want to switch from MCQ to coding section, then you can switch at any point in time. So this is a good thing, right? Fine. So now let's continue with the next question. Okay, so the next question is, so in this question, let's do this. Okay, so first of all, we are going to find out the select average amount from purchase table. Select average amount from purchase table where payment mode in UPI or card. Okay, fine. So first of all, I am going to calculate the average amount from purchase table where payment is UPI or card. So now if you see the purchase table, and if you see UPI card, UPI card, right? So you will have to actually find out the average of these things. So now if I find this average, so this average is going to be 212, right? I have taken the integer value, so this is going to be 212, right? So the average, this query is going to give you 212. Now let's look at the next query. So next query is saying ki select only those customer IDs from purchase table where amount is equals to 212, where amount is greater than 212. Okay, so again we will go to the purchase table, and from this purchase table we will be just calculating those customer IDs, we will be just fetching those customer IDs where amount is greater than 212. So amount is greater than 212. Okay, amount is greater than 212. Sorry, amount is greater than लेना है. तो amount is greater than 212. Amount is greater than 212. Greater than. So what customer IDs I am getting? C103 I am getting, and then C107. So these number of customer IDs I am getting from this particular query. So now after solving the query up to from this to this, I am getting this particular list. Now the remaining query is कि we have to select only those customer names from customer table, from this table, where length of the customer name is equals to 5 and customer ID belongs to any of these. So let's first execute the first condition. Let's select all those names which have customer name as 5. So Robin has customer name, length of the Robin is 5, length of the Peter is 5, length of Larry is 5, length of Eliza is 5, and length of Jenny is 5. So these are the only names which are of 5 length. Now let's execute the next end condition. Next end condition is ki whether do we have C102 in this list? Yes. That means this is going to be the final result. Now do we have C103 in our result? Yes. So this is going to be in the final result. Do we have C104 in our list? Yes. This is going to be in the final result. Do we have C107 in our list? Yes. So this is going to be in the final result. Do we have 108 in our list? No. So this is not going to be in the final result. So finally, all the customer names that we are selecting, is actually, sorry, C107. So all the customer names that I am going to select out of this query, the whole query is actually Robin, Peter, Larry and Eliza. Okay, Robin, Peter, Ellie and Eliza. So these are going to be the final names. But do we have all those four options? No. So let's check first. Do we have Peter and Robin in our result? Yes, we have Peter and Robin in our result. So this is going to be the correct option. Let's check for the B option. Do we have Joseph and Eliza in our result? No. Do we have Larry and Jenny? No. Jenny is not there. So do we have Peter and Jenny? No. So and also just look at this question. Which of the following customer names will appear as a part of the output? As a part of the output. इन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कि which of the following customer names will be the actually output. इन्होंने ये नहीं बोला. They have said कि which of the following customer names will be appearing as a part of our output. So only these two names will be appearing as a part of our output. Fine. So option number A is going to be the correct answer. So I hope you have understood this. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Okay, this is again a good question. So this is a service table and this is a very big query actually. So we have inner join also and then we have where conditions also and we have a lot of things. So let's look at this question. So I have taken out this question here. So if you look closely, so we are using same service table as a part of the inner join. So we have service ka instance S1, then we have another service table, same table but S2. So this service is actually acting as S1 and this service is actually acting as a S2. Now यार देखो ये जो query है ना, this query is going to take a lot of time if you are going to solve this query by step, right? Say for example you are going to create inner join of these, है ना, or inner join of these and on the basis of these conditions, then you will form one combined result, right? Then in that combined result you are going to perform these where conditions, right? And then you will be selecting some of the documents and then finally that will be the part of your result. But if you are going to do this query like this is going to take a lot of time because each of the service table is containing lot of documents. Each of the table is having nine documents I think, and 9 into 9 81 documents will be there, right? So this is not possible to do this. This is possible but this will take a lot of time. So how we can do this? We have to look very closely. See, whatever result when you will be performing the inner join of S1 table with the S2 table, listen very carefully. This is S1 table and this is S2 table. So when you will be performing the inner join of S1 table with the S2 table, you are performing, so whatever data you will calculate actually, whatever inner join you will calculate actually, on that particular inner join, you are removing the data on the basis of, or you can say you are selecting the data on the basis of S1 condition. You are selecting the data on the basis of S1 conditions. So why shouldn't we, ignore all the data which are not satisfying these conditions? Which are not satisfying these conditions. I mean to say, okay, see, what I mean is कि when जब यार आप इस S1 का इनर जॉइन इस S2 के साथ करोगे तो आपको एक बहुत बड़ी टेबल मिलेगी. इनर जॉइन है ना, जॉइन दो टेबल को कंबाइन करके कुछ रिजल्ट सेट बनाता है. अब उस रिजल्ट सेट पे आप S1 एट्रीब्यूट के हिसाब से ही तो कंडीशंस लगा रहे हो, S1 एट्रीब्यूट के, S1 टेबल के एट्रीब्यूट के. तो पहले हम इन कंडीशंस के बेसिस पे क्यों ना कुछ डेटा को रिमूव कर ले, वो हमारा इनर जॉइन को ना थोड़ा छोटा कर देगा और हमारे लिए इजी भी बन जाएगा. तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज, मैं कह रहा हूं कि एटलीस्ट रिमूव ऑल दोज बिल अमाउंट्स which do not have 23,000 amount, right? So let's look at this. मैंने कहा कि we should remove all those bill amounts which are not greater than 23. Like for example, this is not going to be the part of our result because this amount is actually less than the 2300, sorry. Again, this is not going to be the part of our result because the bill amount for this is less than 23,000. It should be greater than. है ना, again this is again going to be removed because the bill amount is less than 23 and it should be greater than. Again this is going to be removed because the bill amount should be greater than 2300, right? So I am removing all those S1 attributes for which the bill amount is less than 23, less than or equal to 23. It will also be removed because this is not greater than 23, this is equal to 2300. It will be removed. Now I have only four documents I think, S101, S104, S107 and S109. Okay, but I have removed only those attributes which are not following this condition, but because we do have AND, so we should also remove those attributes which do not follow this condition, because we do have an AND attribute. So if either of them is missing, we will have to ignore that, right? That is why I am separately removing all those attributes which are not following this condition. Also, I am separately removing all those attributes which are not following this condition, again on the basis of S1 attribute. So it is saying कि service ID का substring connect करो. So we will be looking at each of the service ID, and for which the fourth character should be greater than 3. The fourth character should be greater than 3. I am repeating again. We will be finding service ID. We will be finding the service ID, and we will be looking at the fourth character, and that fourth character should be greater than the 3. Should be greater than 3. So let's look at the service ID. मैंने कहा service ID का fourth character देखो. Is it greater than 3? The service ID का fourth character, is it greater than 3? No. So again we will be removing this character. We will be removing this particular attribute. So now rest of the, if you will look at the rest of the service IDs, the fourth character for all of them is greater than actually 3, right? So now all these 3 attributes will be active now. So now we are going to perform, now see, we are going to perform only inner join on the basis of these 3, because if we could have even performed the inner join on the basis of these things, they would have neglected after performing inner join. So why shouldn't we remove them before executing the inner join? So just to make the query easy, right? Now let's see. Now what I am going to do is I will simply perform the inner join. Now I am going to perform the inner join. So inner join में क्या करेंगे हम? We will be executing each of the service, each of the document, and for each of the document executive ID must be equal and customer ID must be different. So let's look at first this one. मैंने कहा executive ID for 102 should be same. So it should be same. It should be same. Only we have only one document. But for that the customer ID should be different. So do we have different customer ID? No. We do not have different customer ID. That means again this is going to be removed. This is also not going to be in our result set. This will also be removed. Okay. Now let's look at another document. So we have next row is executive ID 101, sorry. So we have executive ID 101, 101 and 101. Now remove all those documents which are having same customer ID, because customer ID should be different. We are going to select only those documents which have same executive ID but different customer ID. So now here we do have customer ID as 101. So we are not going to count the customer ID 101. So this will be selected, this will be selected, this will be removed, this will be removed. So this is not going to be the part of our result. Again, now this will be selected because this is different. Again, this is not going to be the part of our result because the customer ID is same. Customer ID should be different. Okay. Now, how many number of documents we have calculated? So we have calculated 3 documents. So now see. So that means we will be calculating S101, S107, service ID S107 and status is serviced. Status is serviced. But because this is forming 3 pairs, this particular column is forming 3 pairs with this one and with this one. So this will appear 3 times. Okay. Serviced and again S107 serviced. Fine. Okay. Now let's look at for this document also. So for this document we have E104. Okay. So now let's look at for E104. So E104 and E104. Customer ID 105. So customer ID 105, this will be selected, this will be selected and this will be removed because customer ID is same. It should be different. So it is same. So this will be removed. So again this will be forming 2 pairs, one with this and one with this. So again 109 is the service ID and status is serviced. Again S107 and serviced. Why I am writing only these 2 attributes only? Because we are selecting these 2 attributes. But now see, we are only selecting distinct attributes. So how many of the how many rows we have distinct? So only S107 and serviced and S109 serviced. Fine. So we have only these 2 documents. We have only these 2 documents in our result set. Okay. तो नाउ जस्ट रिमेंबर S107 and S10. So what were the documents? S107 and S109 with the status as serviced. With the status as serviced. So do we have any again see which of the following will appear in the output when the query given above is executed? So again what we have to do is we will simply select only those options which are actually the part of our query. Again S109 is the part of our query, right? Here again it has not mentioned part, but again if the whole result is not given, if the complete result is not given after execution of this query, whatever result will be generated, if that is not given in the output, so we are going to select those options which are part of that output. So again option number D, I think option number D is the part of the output, and hence this is going to be our answer, right? So option number D will be the answer. So this was a tough question. This was not a tough question actually, this was a lengthy question. तो you have to play with this. ठीक है, तो हमें थोड़ा एक्टिवली और हमें थोड़ा स्मार्टली खेलना पड़ेगा ऐसे क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए, राइट? नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Now this is again a very important question. First of all, let's understand what is table scan. The process of scanning the whole table is actually known as table scan, right? I think this is clear. The process of scanning the whole table is known as table scan. Now see, they have said ki we have a relation actor and it is having attributes actor ID, which is a primary key, actor name, DOB, city, number of movies, except actor ID, no column is unique. So only actor ID is unique. Other than that, no column is unique. Now this table has 3 indexes: index 1, index 2, index 3. So now listen out some rules. The rule number 1 is कि if you are forming index on a single attribute, listen very very carefully. If you are forming an index on a single attribute, that means कि if you select the data from the table on the basis of this attribute, I will be making you understand this question very well. Listen very carefully. I am saying कि if you form the index on a single attribute and you are applying some where condition on the basis of this attribute, then this particular where condition will not result in a table scan. मतलब कहने का ये हुआ कि क्योंकि इंडेक्सिंग एक ऐसा प्रोसीजर है जहां पे आप एक तरीके से ना हैशिंग टेक्निक यूज करते हो. ऐसा समझो, इस क्वेश्चन को ऐसे समझने की कोशिश करो कि हैशिंग जब हम यूज करते हैं नॉर्मल अपने पाइथन लैंग्वेज, पाइथन जावा के अंदर, तो व्हाट वी डू इज वी सिंपली टेक द की एंड वी जस्ट सिंपली चेक द इन द मैप. तो इट गिव्स अस इन अ कॉन्स्टेंट रिजल्ट, कॉन्स्टेंट टाइम में हमें रिजल्ट मिल जाता है, राइट? तो सिमिलरली इफ यू परफॉर्म any where condition including this particular index which is a single attribute, so this is going to give you the result without scanning the whole table. Fine. For example, like you have made this actor ID as the index, so if you are selecting some data with this actor ID is equals to 107, so this particular column, this particular where condition is not actually going to scan the whole table. This will simply go to the indexes wherever you have stored the indexes, and which it will fetch the where is 107 and it will directly go to the table and it will fetch the row. ठीक है, तो ऑप्शन नंबर डी जो है, ऑप्शन नंबर डी टेबल स्कैन नहीं करेगा बिकॉज यू आर सिंपली मेंशनिंग एक्टर आईडी हियर. ठीक है, तो दैट वाज द पार्ट ऑफ द सिंगल एट्रीब्यूट, जब आप सिंगल एट्रीब्यूट पे इंडेक्स बनाते हो. अब बात करते हैं इन दो की, तो ऑप्शन नंबर डी तो हमने निगलेक्ट कर दिया, ऑप्शन नंबर डी निगलेक्ट हो गया, राइट? नाउ लेट्स लुक एट दीज टू. अब मैं कह रहा हूं कि whenever you form any index on the basis of two attributes, whenever you form an index on the basis of two attributes, and if you are not mentioning anything about the second attribute, so it will simply form the index on the basis of first attribute. This is the rule. मैं फिर से रिपीट करता हूं. If you are forming indexes on the basis of two attributes, and if you are not mentioning any other thing for this particular attribute, so by default it is going to create the indexes on this particular attribute, on the very first attribute. ठीक है, इसको वो देखेगा ही नहीं, इसके लिए वो जरूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, ओके। तो ये रूल क्लियर है कि सिर्फ फर्स्ट एट्रीब्यूट पे बनेगा। तो दैट मींस आप ये जो दो इंडेक्सेस अलग से लिखे हैं ना, आप इनको ऐसे समझो कि डीओबी पे इंडेक्स बना ही नहीं और सिटी पे इंडेक्स बना ही नहीं। किस किस पे इंडेक्स बना? सिर्फ एक्टर नेम पे और नंबर ऑफ मूवीज पे, ठीक है। आप उनको छोड़ दो। कहने का मतलब आप उनको इग्नोर कर सकते हो कि डीओबी और सिटी इंडेक्सेस का पार्ट नहीं है, सिंपल। नाउ लेट्स लुक एट दिस। सो अब एक और रूल बताता हूं आपको। जो अब क्या होता है कि ये आपका रूल क्लियर हो गया, सिंपल है, आप इसको दोबारा देख लेना, ज्यादा समझ में आ जाएगा। फिर तीसरा रूल समझो। अब तीसरा रूल ये है कि अगर मान लो फॉर एग्जांपल, अब क्योंकि आपने एक्टर नेम और नंबर ऑफ मूवीज पे बनाया, तो अगर तुम ऑप्शन नंबर सी को देखो तो ऑप्शन नंबर सी कह रहा है कि एक्टर नेम जहां पे परसेंट ए के बराबर हो, ठीक है। तो जब हम इंडेक्सेस फॉर्म करते हैं ना, वेन एवर वी फॉर्म द इंडेक्सेस, इट विल फॉर्म द इंडेक्सेस फॉर दीज टाइप ऑफ वैल्यूज। तो इफ यू आर मेंशनिंग वैल्यू लाइक दिस कि परसेंटेज की कैरेक्टर इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम परसेंटेज, सॉरी कैरेक्टर इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम ए एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग इज अननोन। तो इफ यू आर मेंशनिंग लाइक दिस, देन ये इंडेक्स को यूज कर पाएगा। अगर आप ऐसे लिखते हो तो ये इंडेक्स को यूज नहीं कर पाएगा। कहने का मतलब, क्योंकि एक्टर नेम एक इंडेक्स है और एक्टर नेम को अगर लाइक परसेंट ए लिखते हो तो ये इसके लिए इंडेक्सिंग यहां पे काम नहीं करेगी। इंडेक्सिंग यहां पे काम नहीं करेगी। अगर आप ए परसेंट लिखते तो इंडेक्सिंग यहां पे परफेक्टली काम करती, ठीक है। अब क्योंकि यहां पे इंडेक्सिंग काम ही नहीं कर रही है और जो दूसरा एट्रीब्यूट है वो सिटी है, और सिटी एक्चुअली इंडेक्स बना ही नहीं, सिटी का एक्चुअली इंडेक्स बना ही नहीं। तो दैट मींस ना ही तो यहां पे आपने इंडेक्स यूज किया और ना ही आपने यहां पे इंडेक्स यूज किया। एंड जब आप इंडेक्स यूज नहीं कर रहे हो तो वो यूनिकली रिजल्ट आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाएगा, और जब यूनिकली आइडेंटिफाई रिजल्ट नहीं कर पाएगा तो वो पूरी टेबल को स्कैन करेगा और तब जाकर के आपको रिजल्ट देगा। दैट मींस ऑप्शन नंबर जो सी है ना, ऑप्शन नंबर जो सी है वो आपका आंसर हो सकता है, वो आपका आंसर होगा, मतलब वो पूरी टेबल को स्कैन करेगा, वो पूरी टेबल को स्कैन करेगा। अब ऑप्शन नंबर बी पे देखें। ऑप्शन नंबर बी कहता है कि डीओबी, पहली बात तो डीओबी इंडेक्सिंग फॉर्म ही नहीं कर रहा क्योंकि सेकंड एट्रीब्यूट। अब दूसरा बात अगर देखो आप एक्टर नेम, तो यहां पे एक्टर नेम इंडेक्स है, आपको पता है, और यहां पे एक्टर नेम के परसेंटेज से बोल रहा है। तो बिकॉज हियर यू आर डिफाइनिंग इट कि द वैल्यू इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम के, एंड हेंस ऑन दीज टाइप ऑफ लाइक queries your index works. So here this index will be working, and because you have and condition, so it will simply go to the index and it will fetch the data. So this will again not scan the whole table, ये again scan नहीं करेगा whole table को। आपसे ऑप्शन में पूछा है कि which attribute, which options will scan the whole table, तो this will not scan the whole table, fine। तो that means option number B again is not going to be the answer। अब now let's look at the option number A। Now what is option number A? Now you have actor ID। अब एक्टर आईडी तो इंडेक्स है, एक्टर आईडी पे तो इंडेक्स हमने बना रखा है, एक्टर आईडी पे तो इंडेक्स बना रखा है। वी हैव फॉर्म्ड द इंडेक्स ऑन द एक्टर आईडी, बट लेट मी टेल यू, इंडेक्सेस ऑलवेज परफॉर्म्ड ऑन द इक्वालिटी ऑपरेटर। Indexes always performed on the equal operator and not performed on the not equal operator. That means if you have mentioned not equal here, then in that case your index is not going to be active। यहां पे indexing आपकी काम नहीं करेगी, तो यहां पे कोई indexing काम नहीं कर रही है। And the second attribute that you have used here is actually not forming the index। So that is why ना ही तो यहां पे indexing हुई और ना ही यहां पे indexing हुई, बीच में end operator है, कहीं पे भी index नहीं हुई। That means again you are going to scan the whole table and then only you will find that result, right? So again the option number A and C is actually going to be the correct answer। So these two queries will result in the whole table scan, and option number B and D because of indexing will not result in the table scan। Now let's move to the next question। So again next question is easy, so let's look at this। So this is a simple one query only and it is saying कि wherever we have product, देखो इसका मतलब ये है कि जहां पे प्रोडक्ट का सेकंड कैरेक्टर n है, जहां पे प्रोडक्ट का सेकंड लास्ट कैरेक्टर n है या फिर लास्ट कैरेक्टर n है, उनमें से चूज कर लो। तो लेट्स लुक एट दिस। तो दिस इज हैविंग द लास्ट कैरेक्टर n, दिस इज नॉट हैविंग, this is having the last character n, this is not having, this is again not having, this is not having, this is having second last character n which is true, this is having last character n, this is having the last character n। so that means we have rejected these, we have rejected these, okay। so we have only five active। now next end condition is कि we will be selecting only those product names whose price is less than 30,000। तो price is less than 30,000, 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 but price is equal to 30,000. Again, we are going to remove this because end condition hai. So it will also be removed. Now we have only 4 documents. Now it is saying कि first of all ब्रांड के हिसाब से असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लगाओ. तो अगर मैं लिखूं यहां पे कैंट, देन प्रेस्टीज, ब्रांड के हिसाब से असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लगाना है. बाय डिफॉल्ट असेंडिंग ऑर्डर होता है. तो कैंट पहले आएगा, प्रेस्टीज पहले आएगा, उसके बाद प्रेस्टीज, देन सैमसंग एंड देन सैमसंग. कैंट इज डिफरेंट, प्रेस्टीज इज डिफरेंट. तो वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई दैट विच हैज टू बी कम एट द वेरी फर्स्ट in the starting, in the beginning, right? So Kent will be at first, then Prestige, but these two have same. So whenever we have same value for the very first attribute of the order by, for the order by attribute, if the first attribute is having same two conditions, same two values, then for only these two values, the data will be arranged in the descending order of the product name. So for this Samsung, it was washing machine and then the television. So if I arrange these two words, these two letters in the descending order, then obviously washing machine will come at first, then television, because W comes after T. T comes here and then W comes. So W is for the descending order, W has to come first. So that means at the very first, at the top, microwave oven will be there first at the first step, then second step will be ceiling fan, and the third step this will be washing machine, and the fourth step this will be television, because for the last two documents you have arranged these product names on the basis of descending, in the descending order. So because of this descending order, television will appear at the last. So now the question is, which of the following product name will be present in the fourth row of the output when the query given above is executed? So I think the fourth is actually television. So hence the television is going to be our answer for this particular question. I hope you have understood this. So the concept in this question was कि if you have mentioned multiple order by attributes, so first simply it will arrange all the data over on the basis of first attribute. So if you have not defined ASC or DESC, then it will simply arrange the data in the ascending order. But if you find some of the brands whose value is same, for example in this case Samsung was same, so only for these two values you are going to arrange them on the basis of the second parameter. And for the second parameter, it is saying कि only these two attributes, only these two product names will be arranged in the descending order. So ascending order में microwave, ceiling fan, then descending order में washing machine and television. Hence the fourth attribute will be television. So I hope you have understood this question. Now let's move to the next question. So this particular question is saying that we have two movie and show details. We have two relational schemas. Okay, and for these two relational schemas, we are given some functional dependencies. Now see, for this particular relation, we are given only one functional dependency, movie ID, right? So if you find out the movie ID attribute closure, so this is actually finding all the other attributes. This is finding movie ID itself, this is finding movie name, this is finding movie release date, this is finding genre, this is finding language, this is finding duration. That means if any attribute is finding all the attributes, है ना, if any attribute is finding all the attributes, then this is going to be the candidate key, है ना. And I think this is the only functional dependency which is given for the first relation, तो हमने क्या रूल पढ़ा है? हमने रूल पढ़ा है कि किसी भी रिलेशन की जितनी भी फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंसीज होती है, उनकी हर एक फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंसी एक्स एरो वाई वाली, एक्स में ये क्या होना चाहिए, या तो कैंडिडेट की होना चाहिए या फिर वाई मस्ट बी अ प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट, और कंडीशन के साथ या तो एक्स सुपर की हो या वाई मस्ट बी अ प्राइम एट्रीब्यूट. एंड इन दिस केस वी हैव ओनली वन फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंसी, एंड इन दिस फंक्शनल डिपेंडेंसी द एक्स वाला पार्ट इज एक्चुअली द कैंडिडेट की. हेंस द रिलेशन नंबर 1 इज इन थर्ड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. तो मूवी रिलेशन इज इन थर्ड नॉर्मल फॉर्म. That means option number A and B, D will be neglected. Now we have to select out of the option number B and C. Okay, now let's look at the second relation. So for the second relation, first of all we are going to find out the candidate key. तो candidate key क्या है? So for the second relation, the candidate key is going to be C. SID attribute closure of SID can only find SID, movie ID, then theater ID, then show time. Okay, and if you have theater ID, you can simply find out the location also. That means for this show detail table, SID is going to be the candidate key. SID is going to be the candidate key, right? Now, so now if you look at the candidate key for this table, so there is no proper subset of this candidate key, right? There is no proper subset of this candidate key. Can you find out any proper subset of this candidate key? No, because this is only one attribute. Proper subset, we can only find the proper subset if it has multiple attributes, but it is only a lone attribute, so we cannot have any proper subset. And if we cannot have any proper subset, then means there is no existence of the partial dependency also. So if you have watched my video which is based on normal forms, you can easily relate to this question. ठीक है, तो because we do not have any proper subset of the candidate key, that means this relation is in 2NF, right? So that means the first relation is in 3NF and the second relation is in 2NF. Hence, the option number C is going to be the correct answer. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Okay, fine. So it is a, I think, simple question. So basically we are going to do union of two different queries. So let's first run the first query. Okay, so we will be performing this where condition. So it is saying that generic column should look like, we should have I in between. So that means this will be the part, this will be the part, this will not be included, this will not be included, this will be included, this will not be included, this will be included. That means we can simply ignore these. Now, we should have number of pages greater than 150. So greater than 150, we do not have greater than 150. 150. That means how many columns, how many rows actually? So book ID B101. So book ID B101. Then B101. Then book ID B105. And then book ID B107. So these are the result of the first query. Now let's run the second query. So when we run the second query, we will be getting that the payment should be cash, payment mode should be cash, and amount should be less than 180. That means payment should be cash. Where will we have cash? We have cash here, right? And we have cash here. We have 3 cash, and for this the value should be less than 180. So value is less than 180, yes, no, yes. So how many values we are getting? How many book IDs we are getting actually? So we are getting only 2 book IDs, which is B104 and B107. Now when you will union them, you will be getting B101, B105, B107 and B104. So how many IDs we have fetched? We will be fetching 4 rows actually. So hence the 4 is going to be the correct answer in this case. Now let's look at the last question, which is the 10th question of this series. So let's look at this. So first of all, we will be executing the very last query, which is this one. Select average sum of amount this. So what it is saying, first of all, we will be grouping by the book ID. So we will simply go to the purchase table. Okay, go to the purchase table and first of all make all the unique book IDs. मैंने कहा B106 is one group, then B101 is one group, then B105 is one group, then B104 is one group, and then B103 is one group, right? Okay, now calculate the sum of all those books for BID 106. So if I find the sum of all those books whose ID is B106, so this will be 80 only, then this will be 210. So the sum of all those books whose ID is 105 will be 480. Sum again for 104 is going to be 575. You can do that. I have already done this. So B103 ke liye it will be 550. Okay, now take the average. So when I will take the average of these books, when I will take the average of these books, so the average is going to be 379. The average is going to be 379. That means I can replace this part. I can replace this part of the query by 379. Okay, now fine. What we have to do is we have to simply inner join. We have to do the inner join of purchase table with the customer table. Purchase table of the customer table. We have to perform the inner join of purchase table and customer table on the basis of customer ID. Okay, fine. Now see, we have customer IDs in the customer table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have customer IDs in the purchase table 2, 5, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4. Means all these customer IDs can be related to these. Means 2 is there, yes, 2 is there. 5 is there, yes, 5 is there. 3 is there, yes, 3 is there. 2 is there, yes, 2 is there. means every customer ID which is there in the purchase table can relate at least one record with the customer table, because we have at least one customer table. Okay, that is fine. Again, if you can do two things. You can simply make the inner join of these two tables on the basis of customer ID, but again you have to play smartly. You don't have to do that, है ना? You don't have to do that, labor work नहीं करना हमें, right? We have to play smartly. तो what we will do is we will simply let's calculate the group by book ID. ठीक है? Because we know what we know, we simply know कि these all the customer IDs are going to be there in our result set. So what we can do is we can simply form the group and we can actually consider these two conditions, है ना? Okay, so now what we'll do is, what will be our next step then? If we have to play smartly, what will be our next step? We will simply form the group. We will simply form the group of each book and we will be calculating the sum, right? We will be calculating the sum. So simply what we'll do is we will calculate the sum of each of the book, which is 80. Do we have 80 is greater than 379? No. That means book 106 will be neglected. Next is, do we have sum of book B101 as greater than 379? No, means this will also be neglected. Now next, do we have book 105 sum greater than 79? Yes, 379 से बड़ा है. This is also greater than 379. This is also greater than 379. That means if I write the result, so we have book number B105, B104 and B103 in our result set, but there is one more condition. What is the next condition? The count of distinct P customer ID should be greater than 1. So now let's check for the customer ID for B105. So for B105, how many customer ID? 2 customer ID. 2 is greater than 1? Yes. That means B105 will be finally in our result set. Now let's check for the B104. Okay, let's check for the B104. How many different customer IDs we have for B104? So where is B104? B104. How many different customer IDs? 102, 103. Only one customer ID. Distinct customer ID only one. That means B104 is not actually going to be in my result set. Now B103. So for B103, only one. That means only one customer ID. Again, B103 is not going to be in my result set. That means only B105 ID, book ID is going to be in my result set. And hence finally, मुझे क्या करना है? I have to select the title of B105. So what is the title of B105? The Shining. Hence, the option number B is going to be the correct answer. Option number B is going to be the correct answer. ठीक है, The Shining. Now there is one important point. So when you perform the inner join of this table, so we simply what I did is I simply have chosen these customer IDs directly, and because all these customer IDs are the part of these customer IDs, but I choose this particular table because we had only one unique, only one table, one particular column only once. If I could have this C101 repeated 2 times, then think very carefully. For ID number, say for example, let's say, look at this. For example, I could have here 102 2 times, 1 time and 2 time. Now, for this particular customer ID, you could have taken two particular rows, C102, then C102, and this amount again, ये amount भी आपका 2 बार repeat होता. Then for this 102 again, you could have taken 2 options, 102 and 102, right? Then इसके लिए amount फिर से 2 बार repeat होता. तो उस केस में जो हमने पहले अमाउंट 80 इसका आ रहा था, वो 80 नहीं आता. उस केस में कितना आता? ज्यादा आता, राइट? उस केस में आपका ज्यादा आता. ठीक है, तो ये एक चीज आपको ध्यान रखनी है. तो बिकॉज वी हैव ओनली यूनिक कस्टमर आईडीज हियर, this is because I just took this particular table because there was only one record for this and there was only one record for this, like this, right? So that was it from my side for this video. Yeah, all the very best. तो मिलते हैं फिर नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय बाय फॉर नाउ.